And we're continuing to keep our live camera on what's going on at the House of Representatives. You've got House Speaker Nancy Pelosi pretty much moving through a conga line of both Democrat and Republican House members, swearing them in to the brand new 116th Congress of the United States of America. Just a few minutes ago, you heard what Democratic Congressman Brendan Boyle of Pennsylvania had to say about the shutdown. Well, we're fair and balanced here on Countdown, so we bring in Republican Arkansas Congressman Bruce Westerman. Welcome, sir, and thank you for being here. Congratulations.
Thank you. Great to be with you today. An exciting day in D.C., not the kind of excitement I was hoping for back before November, but nonetheless, we've got a new Congress sworn in and we're ready to go.
All right. I love to hear that. Ready to go. Well, now you guys are in the minority for pretty much the first time. Your House colleague said just a few minutes ago that there are things that he could work with you on with things like infrastructure. But I want to tackle this government shutdown at this very moment. He called it an accidental shutdown, saying that there was a deal passed in the House that a GOP House managed to pass, and you had a GOP Senate, you still do, and yet we still don't have a deal. How are we going to get this shutdown to end?
I think the reality is that we have a serious problem along our southern border. The administration recognizes that. House Republicans recognize it. We passed a bill out of the House to fund the government. The president said he wasn't going to sign what the Senate had passed. So hopefully now that Speaker Pelosi has what she was holding out for, that we can have serious talks about how to get border security taken care of and get the government open back up.
So much of this rings in the ears of Americans, especially. I just went on a foreign trip, and when I came back, it was sort of everybody was talking about it. Thank your TSA agent. They're working without paychecks. Security is very important to President Trump. He seems to be willing at the moment to not pay with the security because he is intransigent on the border funding. I get that. Definitely it's something that he promised in his campaign, and it matters to him. But don't you think at some point there may be a moment where you have to compromise on the dollar figure?
Yeah, and I think the administration has signaled that they're willing to compromise. It's House Democrats and Senate Democrats that haven't been willing to make that compromise. The bottom line is we need to secure the southern border. I've been there myself. I've seen how open and porous it is. We need better access along the border. There's places where agents can only hike in, ride a horse, or get dropped in by a helicopter. We've got enough fentanyl that was apprehended last year to take out the whole U.S. population. We've got 3,700 suspected terrorists cross the border every year. It's a real problem. It needs to be addressed. And that's what the administration and House Republicans are looking to do.
Well, but we're hoping that something's done, because the longest government shutdown was back in 95, 96, and it was 21 days. We're 8 days away from that. Really quickly here, Congressman, I need to know about Arkansas, because you've been hit in an outsized way by the trade tensions that we've had. We've got a situation with Apple right now. Apple warning that it's problems in China through the trade war that are hurting their numbers. At what point do you want to see a trade deal really just come through?
Well, I think we have to do something about the unfair trade balance with the U.S. Now, in Arkansas, where we're a large agriculture state, and we depend heavily on ag exports, but also the economy in Arkansas is going very strong. We have the lowest unemployment rate ever. Wages are up, and employers are having a hard time finding people to work. So we do need to get the trade situation fixed. I think the administration is working hard on that, and I look forward to being part of the solution so that we can have strong trade again all around the world.
It's a big day for you, Congressman, for all Congress people. Thank you so much for joining us.